Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Manward. I'm Alex, and with me, as always, is Andy, although he's not really with me. He's more than the required 6 feet apart from me right now. As you may have heard, there's a bit of a global pandemic happening at the moment. When this airs, this information may not be perfectly up to date, but as it stands today, there were almost 17 million unemployment claims as a result of the corona crash.
I think that's even low. That's just the folks that managed to get through the systems right now. A lot of folks you talk to, they tried to file for unemployment. They got a busy signal. The phone lines are down. Websites are jammed up. And so the thing that I've been thinking about and writing a lot about is the idea, the controversial idea that I know you and I have talked about before, is the idea of mandatory service. And what I really think we need to start entertaining now, as the numbers climb higher and higher, looking into the future, is the idea that you can't get anything from the government until you give something to the government and the people, the citizenry. So I volunteered at a hospital. I remember working from high school, and no, it wasn't uphill both ways, but I remember walking from high school to the local hospital where I volunteered for 2 years doing that, from the age of 14 to 16. Got involved in law enforcement.
What you're talking about sounds great. Those sound like normal jobs, and it gives you, an understanding of what you're voting for. I think the reason why people's hackles come up when they hear mandatory service is you think of something like enslavement. But you're talking about actually being involved really in your community.
We all hear about the draft. It's similar to the draft, and it's not military. That's an option, of course. That's a great option, but it doesn't have to be that. We had the CCC, the Civilian Conservation Corps, coming out of the Great Depression. You can't go in a state force, a national force now, without seeing their work. Where a lot of readers push back on this idea, and where I've got pushback, is that it's mandatory, and it's not. That's the key to it all. You don't have to do this. The only reason you have to do it is if you want to get something from the government in return. If you want to stay outside the system and never, pull something back, fantastic, good for you. But if you want that safety net, you better damn well sure help build the safety net in the first place.
No, I think that there's actually something very easy to accept about it. Because if you look around, where I live, I see where those services or those types of services could be immediately beneficial. I think anybody who's ever had a commute where they're bumping into potholes and there's a lot of work that could be done and a lot of good work that you could learn.
Yeah, this is, good wage, good hours, and it's giving folks, I look at folks in the city that always complain they're in this big cycle. It gets them out of that. It gets people out of that cycle. And it breaks, I think this is the important part, breaks that college cycle. So many folks think they go from high school straight to college. They have no choice. They get in debt. And that's a big part of this coronavirus mess too, is, people are getting laid off. They can't afford their college loans. Well, if they didn't have those college loans, if they had a bridge, between high school and the real world, follow the Mike Rose sort of path and get an apprenticeship and make some good, solid money without ever having to get, 6 figures in debt. So, if we come out of this coronavirus mess with any lessons to learn, I hope we look and figure out what we do in times like this when so many people need a safety net, when so many people are taking advantage of it, and how we avoid it going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this is just a good time to float this idea out there, get it into the public consciousness, because things are certainly not going to be rosy for a while. And there's a lot of people that are going to be looking for direction and looking for some kind of sustainability. And this is a real way to help both the country and individuals who need it most. It's another good reason why I would suggest everybody watching this, if you don't already, please head over to manwardpress.com. We'll include a link below this video so that you can sign up for our daily digest and read ideas like these, read about investing, read about the things that will hopefully help make you self-sufficient and at least learn something new every day.